Hello everyone, a quick video about this IdeaPad 3 Ryzen. So I've had a couple of these in my lab already, and the first one that came to the lab was not working at all, and I brought it to my board repair service, like a B2B service that repairs motherboards, and they told me that they don't fix this kind of boards. These are apparently called low temperature solder boards, and they tend to break a lot. They tend to the CPU tends to like similar to the 2006-2005 solder problem with the NVIDIA GPUs, and actually even AMD GPUs. Like a lot of GPUs in the middle 2000s were suffering from the same problem because of the lead change that they made back then to reduce their toxicity, and they apparently made some mistakes in the formula. So basically the CPU needs to be reballed, but if you do that, the problem just comes back too early to make it worthwhile to actually provide the service with warranty. So that's what my board repair service told me, and so I actually didn't even bother, because the machines also have only 4 GB of soldered memory. It's very slow, and the machine in general is very crappy. The one that came to me, I had other problems with the keyboard, and the hinge were broken, so I just decided to let this go for the first one. Then another one came, and I told the client about the first one, and the symptoms were the same. The machine wouldn't just boot. We tried to flash the BIOS, but that was not the problem. So I had already 2 of them dead around the lab. And now another one came, but this one is actually working, the one I have on the table now. And I had the time to finally figure out something, because the machine was actually crashing. And the owner told me it was crashing at first. When he bought it, it was crashing under load, but she was just using the Zoom calls and browsing the internet. But lately it started to crash even doing basic stuff. So what I did, I got my test SSD for AMD systems. I shut it out, shut the computer, put the SSD in, and just booted the system with my test SSD. Open hardware info, open test mem5 to check whether there was problems with the memory, and the system just froze, and the CPU was running at 100 degrees. So I thought it was the thermal paste, but since I had the system already open, I had to screw in the screws on the back that are supposed to come with the back cover. Otherwise it will break. This area is very flimsy and very easy to break, so you have to make sure that you have all the three screws inside. I found out that here's the original thermal system, the original heat pipe and everything. So basically what happened is that what was happening is that only the CPU area was getting hot, but the fin was totally cold. The fin stack here was totally cold. So it seems like something is wrong with this heat pipe, and the gas maybe was not moving, something like that. So we had 100 degrees on the CPU, but the air here coming out was totally cold, and this area was totally cold. Like the heat was just concentrated in this area. So that seems to be like a problem with the heat pipe. So I took the heat pipe from another of the dead machines, and that's even stranger, I would say, because the new heat pipe, I didn't even change the thermal paste, was performing much better, but still bad, in a way that it was reached the first one. This one, the system froze at 11 watts, 100 degrees, while with this new heat pipe, the system was not freezing anymore. I was getting around 90 degrees at 15 watts. So I was still getting super cold air from the fin stack. It was still quite cool, but not as cool as the other one. So I don't know, I guess that's some problem with the manufacturing of this, because it would seem strange to me that both of them work bad, are not properly working. And it's even stranger the fact that one works better than the other. So I really don't know what happened with these machines, but if this might be the culprit, might be the root cause, they had some very bad batch of poorly manufactured heat pipes, because 17 watts for this kind of cooler is awful. And for example, if I work with Dell Latitude machines with i5s, I would get maybe 25 watts out of a single heat pipe, and the air coming from the spreader would be super hot. I could easily not even burn myself, but I could feel the very nice warmth from the fin stack coming out when the fan was blowing, and the fan was blowing to the max. So I guess there's something wrong with these machines, but like getting the old, actually the one from the other machine was older, like a much worse condition aesthetically, because I already opened, I'm working on it. I can show you now. So I already tried with this other one to improve the cooling before even like figuring out that the machine was just broken. So this already has some discoloration on the paint, so that I could apply thermal pads on it. Well, anyways, I figured out I just improved stuff. Like the machine would not crash anymore with TM5, and so I decided to go on and put some thermal pads on the back of the board. So in this area, actually, like this translate here, you can clearly see from the metal surfaces there that are matching with these on the board, and the white dots are matching with those ones. So I put some thermal pads here. These are thinner thermal pads, and these are like thicker on the back here, because there's like this gap here, and this area is taller. And yeah, so this is gonna improve cooling even more. I hope I can get maybe to 80 degrees with this, and like this should allow the machine not to crash anymore, I guess. And okay, situation is weird, I would say, because we got to 100 degrees again after doing this mode, but we also got to 23 watts. So I think that with like improving a little bit with the VRM temperature situation, the system was maybe able to draw more power. And now 16 watts at 72 degrees, which is a lot lower than before. Like not a lot, but like it's strange, because previously I was setting at 90 degrees, it was stable at 17 watts. So there's really something fishy going on with this system, the way it regulates itself, because it shouldn't be allowed to reach 100 degrees ever. And previously it was running 100 degrees at 11 watts. Now it's running 11 degrees after the cooler change and the thermal pads. It's 100 degrees at 23 watts, but that's still not good. So I don't really know where to go with this. I just know that it's not crashing. But previously it would crash after 10 seconds. With both sticks. Another interesting thing I would like to point out before going out, like closing the video, is that you can mistake this for a memory stick problem, because if you take out the memory stick, the socketed one, you cannot take out, of course, the soldered one. The system stopped crashing, and that probably is resulting of the starved CPU using less power, or maybe the problem lies in the memory controller. So if you take out one memory stick, running one channel only, the wattage, like the voltage for the memory controller is enough to keep it on at 100 degrees. While if you run dual channel, which puts more load on the memory controller, then the voltage is not enough to work at 100 degrees constantly. It would start to crash at 100 degrees. So now we're stabilized at 16 watts, sorry, and 50-60 degrees, which is totally acceptable, and it seems to be working fine. And of course the top lid is super hot now, while previously it was stone cold. And the air coming from this is a little bit hotter than before, as stated, but it's still not properly hot. So that's that. So this works. Doesn't really work as intended. So I'm not sure 100% the system is going to be 100% stable all the time, but it's still a huge improvement from previous. Like with the machine, the state it was on when it came here, it would hang during boot at some point. Like it started to crash on the desktop, and then it would like totally be impossible to turn it on because the heat was just accumulating inside, and there was no way of getting it out. So the system would just crash after a couple of seconds into booting Windows. So that's a huge improvement, I would say. And remember, all of this, I never changed the thermal paste. So I'm yet to do that. I'm gonna do that now. And that is all for the video. Ciao!